Bombs away, botch. I love that. Get you? What do you mean? What is up, guys? Vince Plays here, bringing you a discussion video that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And I'm going to start by saying this. I played a ton of Hoyo content over the past couple years, and I must say that Wuthering Waves really made Gacha gaming a lot more enjoyable for me. Now, I will say this first. I am not a Gacha god, okay? I'm just the casual that's just putting my 2 cents in when it comes to what Kuro Games has done with Wuthering Waves. And let's give you some quick background. I spent over $1,000 on Genshin Impact. I feel like that money was wasted. I dropped the game because I no longer enjoyed it. Hoyo hoes may be okay with giving away their hard-earned money and get very little in return through improvements to Genshin, but you know, I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm going to say that I'm not. That is not something that I would want to do. And when I played Genshin Impact during the first month of the COVID war and noticed that the 5-star characters had the exact same animations, or should I say exact same, I made a mistake there, exact same animations as 4 stars, I found that concerning. But you know, it was COVID, nothing else to do. I shrugged it off and just said to myself, hey, this game has been out for only a couple of months, so maybe in time they're going to change that and make it better. And months passed after a massive success, and Hoyo didn't make the 5 stars feel like, you know, 5 stars in regards to quality animations. And a really good example of this was Ganyu, right? And how Ganyu's a 5-star. And Ganyu has the same tired animations as every other bow user, and to make matters worse, her ultimate had the exact same icicle animation as them annoying ass abyss mages, and I found that pretty freaking lazy. So, you know, just to add some context. There are so many things Hoyo did to make Genshin Impact an ass experience over the years, and Kuro Games has done a fantastic job with Wuthering Waves. I mean, Wuthering Waves made action, adventure, and gacha gaming bussin' again. So I will share some things that I appreciate about WuWa and how WuWa has created the gold standard to gacha gaming. And I will repeat this again, this is from a casual perspective. I don't know everything about gacha, but I played enough of Genshin Impact to see the fallacies of Genshin Impact and what WuWa did to fix a lot of those issues. I am not following a particular order with this list. However, I wouldn't do WuWa justice if I didn't start off by stating that Kuro Games values feedback from players. I mean, these guys implemented adjustments based on player feedback from patch to patch, and of course there are pros to cons to listening to the players, but I feel as though there's far more pros than there are cons. But I do understand why people consider it dangerous, especially if you look back at the changes that they made to the tutorial part of the story, like the beginning, how the story opened. There was quite a bit of debate about that, and it was understandable. However, there's just too many pros when it comes to this. Kuro even went as far as making a survey asking about character design preferences and they even rewarded players for bugs in the game, which is very freaking generous, because I'm sure half of those bugs people probably didn't encounter, but they have and they wanted to fix it. And I mean, like, dude, fixing the game using reasonable player feedback just makes people respect you more and encourages people to support the game. And I'm gonna be straight up with you. I enjoy Honkai Star Rail, but after playing Wuthering Waves and enjoying the improvements that I've been witnessing over the past couple months, I think I'm going to support Wuthering Waves with my money a hell of a lot more than I am with Hoyo, because dude, Hoyo just seems to be getting greedier and greedier by the months, and there's tons of videos circulating about that, so you guys could look that up at your own leisure. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Wuwa respects your time. They have a fudge and skip button. There are times some people may not be interested in a certain part of the story and they just want to go ahead and skip it to save time, especially those of us that actually has a busy life schedule, because I know for me my life is pretty freaking busy, so I can't sit there for 30 minutes watching characters just stand there in idle NPC animation going blah 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 blah. Kuro Games blessed us with that freaking skip button, bro, and skipping through story segments should not be a dev preference. There have been so many times I wanted to skip a part in Genshin lore that bored the ever-loving shiitake mushrooms out of me. Because, man, Paimon just sucks up all of your time, dude. I mean, like, I remember I used to like Paimon at the beginning of the story. I found her funny. But the more I played, the more I got annoyed by how she always seems to make the fucking story drag on so damn hard. There have been times I actually fell asleep on Genshin streams just due to the fact that the cutscenes were so boring and couldn't be skipped, and the fact that Wuwa added a skip button just shows how much time is respected. And this part leads into the next thing that I want to talk about, which is exploration, because that is definitely not a time waster in Wuwa. Exploring open world settings of Wuthering Waves are very engaging. Not only is there a lot to do with tons of rewards, but it doesn't feel like a chore. I don't dread grinding while I explore, because there's just plenty to do and it's actually worth it. There have been so many times I ran into some interesting stuff while I am exploring, and it's just great. And after about 2 weeks, I got a decent amount of pulls that granted me enough to actually get an easy 5-star pull. Not pour. What the fuck? Parkour is fun as well in this game, dude. Thanks to being able to run up and across mountains. No longer would it take 10 to 15 minutes trying to climb a stupid mountain because of slow climbing that seems to be as long as watching paint dry. And now you can fudge and fly, not glide, freaking fly. Now, all we need is to be able to fly in all regions. I may be asking for a bit much, but it would be nice if we're able to do that. I feel like at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if Kuro actually answers our prayers and actually does something such as that, because flying around is just so fudging fun. I mean, the ability to run up walls and flying is just like a crucial quality of life feature to me. Wuthering Waves has the best open world gacha combat I have ever seen. But that's just me. I only played the Hoyoverse games. I played a few other things as well, but just based off of my experience. So it may be different for everyone else, but I really feel like Wuwa did something special with theirs. I mean, dude, you could come up with some fun combo combinations with the quick swapping and the echo ability mechanics that I never get bored of. So there's so many things you can do in this game, dude. Now watch how I can cancel Carlotta's resonant skill animation and quickly swap into someone else. Watch this shit. Which bombs away, botch. I love that. Get you? What do you mean? Because it's like the echo mechanics plays a homage to the Pokemon, and I'll bring that up in a moment, but let's talk a little bit about that combat, right? So the combat feels more like an actual AAA game to me. Now, it isn't super AAA, but it definitely feels more like a AAA game. The way that you play, and don't get me started with the Devil May Cry references and woo-wah is fudging crazy. The combat is so fast-paced and unique that people find different tech that they can add to just make the game that much more engaging. Like the ability to use some characters to fly from anywhere is just great. And what I mean by that is you don't have to jump off a cliff in order to activate flying. Some characters have a plunge attack that actually lifts them up in the air a bit higher, and then you just cancel into another plunge attack and just go straight into the flying feature, and it's just fudging clean, guys. It's awesome shit. So, man, chef's kiss. Now, if you're on so usually you have to jump off of a cliff in order to glide. So I jump off the cliff, there you go. You can freaking fly, right? Now I'm going to try to do this while I'm on the ground. I can't. But some characters have a plunge attack where you can do some cancels in order to be able to just glide from the ground. And I screwed it. Just like that. Look at that shit. So freaking clean, man. You don't need to just kill yourself. You don't need to jump off the cliff. Your ass. And look how that shit, look how clean that was, right? You can actually cancel freaking echo animation. I noticed that Carlotta can continue her skill as you swap her out with someone else, and that's the beauty of quick swapping. It just looks not only cool, but it makes doing rotations a hell of a lot easier. And this is one of the reasons why I love the combat so much. It's not this boring pattern of hit a couple basic attacks, pop the skill, pop the ultimate, switch to another character, rinse, recycle, repeat. The game is so fast paced and there's so many different ways to approach the game that it's very engaging. You know, there's so many different ways that you can approach something versus, the same tired thing that I usually see in the Hoyo games. But once again, that's just what I experienced and what I noticed. Wuthering also presents challenging fights that feel rewarding when you learn how to play well enough to clear them. All of this just makes me come back for more without regrets. All of the little things come together to create an immersive experience, and the visuals of the environments look very alive. Like when you're in the middle of a storm and you see the swaying of the grass and the trees, it's just A1 steak sauce. Unique usage of color, and the music just fits the vibe of the story, style, and mood just right. And dude, the NPCs look phenomenal in the game. I mean, I feel like some of the NPCs in Wuthering could actually be passable as 4 stars, but that's just me. The characters' facial expressions during dialogue and the actual movement, instead of like what I mentioned before, those redundant, generic, still NPC statue posing and shit that you see all the doggone time during idle chat, just makes the story that much less engaging. But you do get a lot of movement, some nice cutscenes, great facial expressions to portray the current mood at that moment. I love it so much that I don't even think about hitting the skip button during main quest, dudes. I'm not even kidding. The MC and 4 stars in this game get fair treatment. I mean, dude, Rover is better than MC Traveler in every way gameplay wise. MC Spectro Rover can actually perform very well thanks to the 2.0 update that they actually gave Spectro Rover, like improving the quality of the MC, which is absolutely amazing. And the character is very usable. Not only that, that Spectral Rover, just Rover in general, is resource friendly. So I mean, that's just a major plus. Rover has, ultimate animations. The 4-star characters have ultimate animations, the nice crisp zoom ins and unique animations, and they don't feel like a recycle of one another, and they all don't look like they have the exact same body type like in Genshin Impact. I mean, dude, it's freaking crazy. And you're telling me that it took Hoyo all these years to finally create a character that actually has a body type that is unique and not the same as all of the other characters. And the funny thing is, this character is getting shitted on by their own community. What was her name? Like Verissa or something like that? The character with the horns on her head, I think she's supposed to be a cow or something. I mean, the character looked nice. I don't see what the big deal is, but they couldn't stand her. But it is wild. All of these years and you finally get a character that actually has a different body type. I just found that shit hilarious. Tell me why Wuthering Waves, a game that hasn't been out for over a year, I don't even think it's been a year yet, and they already got presets. They beat Genshin Impact when it comes to presets, which is freaking insane, because Genshin Impact people have been asking for presets for years and they never got it, and then look who got it. Wuwa players. They are freaking eating. And this is huge, because with these echo sets, imagine if you've built a bussin' set and you want to use it on a particular character, and now like you can actually quick swap. You could literally quick swap, and that's huge for the MC, since Rover has multiple elements, and you may have an amazing set that you saved on another character and you could quickly swap them out. I mean, you could even go as far as labeling your sets so that you know where they're coming from, so you could quickly swap. You see, I have this Carlotta crit set, and I have 2 little sets here that I've used for Rover. I got my Spectral Rover crit set. Then I have a Midnight Veil crit set, and I can quickly swap with anybody, which is freaking amazing. So that's another huge W for Kuro, man. Kudos to Kuro. Kudos, freaking kudos. Good shit. The ecosystem, like I said before, I found it refreshing and it's engaging. Because they did some interesting things with the ecosystem. Of course, there are some pros and cons that I could understand, but I'm just gonna focus on the pros for what I liked about it. And the reason that I find it engaging is because of the fact that they have a nice system where you can easily track where the echoes are that you're looking for to farm. I find that pretty good. So there's some grinding aspects to the ecosystem that's actually pretty good. I mean, like, of course, when it comes to gacha games, there's always that grind aspect when it comes to the items that you have to use to improve your character's stats, and which leads to the cumbersome issue about tuners, and Wuthering Waves, and it can be considered tedious, especially if you're not careful with how many you use. So yeah, that's definitely a bit of a gripe, but moving on. I've been getting through it just fine, but of course, hopefully they do something to fix that, which I'm sure they'll do. But the thing that I really love about the ecosystem is how the abilities, you can use the abilities of the echoes in combat. From freaking buffs to attacks, it's just impressive. It reminds me of Pokemon, and it's definitely a nod to Pokemon. And to add even more of a nod to Pokemon is the fact that there are shinies in this game. Now in Wuwa, shinies are called phantoms. So basically it's like Pokemon. In Pokemon you have rare color swap versions of the Pokemon that you find. And in Wuthering Wave, Echo encounters can happen just like in Pokemon, where an Echo is shiny and got sparkles, you know, surrounding it. And then when you obtain this Phantom Echo, you can actually change the appearance of the same Echo with the Phantom color, which is fudging cool. So I love it. It's freaking awesome. My casual experience with Wuthering Waves has been a blast so far. You know, I'm sure this journey would be a great one. If I missed anything, or you would like to share your thoughts on what you like about Wuthering Waves, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content, because I stream this game periodically. And dude, experiencing 2005 Wuwa is just amazing. And to add on to that, I'm actually making an alt account replaying the story with male Rover, so definitely look out for that, because there'll be more videos on the horizon like that. So like Lumi says, keep your eyes on the horizon, because you know you looking at that ass.
Eyes on the horizon.